Welcome in, it's Josh with Terrible Tactics, and we've got a big one for you today. We're talking the top upcoming survival games that'll test your nerve, your smarts, and ability to keep your cool even when your base has been destroyed for the 15th time. We put on our explorer hats for this one, folks. We plunge headfirst into the swamps of early access, walk down the back alley of obscure gaming forums, and survived on a diet of dev interviews and Steam pages. Now, survival games are a lot like a buffet. Everyone's plate looks a little different. Some prefer that solitary me against the world slice of apocalypse pie, while others like the let's build a floating fortress in the sky approach to not being annihilated. And there's always that thrill seeker willing to poke around a radioactive wreckage for a can of 200-year-old beans. No matter how you like your survival served, we got a game for you. So grab your snack of choice. We don't judge if it's also a can of beans. Get comfy and come join us on this roller coaster of a countdown. Oh, and that subscription button's getting a bit dusty, so help us clean it off. You won't want to miss this wild ride we have lined up, so let's just dive right in. Kicking off our countdown is none other than the pulse-quickening, sweat-inducing Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl. Crafted by the folks over at the Ukrainian studio GSC Game World, this sequel has been more anticipated than a tax refund, and boy has its journey been twisted. This game was supposed to grace us in 2012, but then financial woes and internal disagreements hit harder than a brick in a sock. So that plan was a bust. But no need to toss your gas mask out just yet, because in 2018 they put their game dev boots back on and switched to Unreal Engine 5. Now we're all waiting for that oh so sweet 2023 launch with fingers crossed. So what's the stick with Heart of Chernobyl? It's all about the Chernobyl aftermath, where everything's more radioactive than a 1980s neon windbreaker. The plot's still pretty mysterious, but we're expecting an immersive experience that'll throw us headfirst into the Stalker universe. Within the deadly embrace of the Chernobyl exclusion zone, you've got everything from mutants to rival factions and eerie anomalies that'll pop up like unexpected in-laws. You also got a hazard detection gizmo that'll help you sniff out hidden goodies and secrets, adding another layer of ooh to the adventure. Stalker 2 is set to grace PCs and Xbox Series X, with PC gamers able to pick it up from the usual suspects: Steam, Epic Games Store, Microsoft Store, and GOG. Oh, and Xbox Game Pass subscribers, it's your lucky day as you get to brave the chilling world. Stalker 2 is all set to revamp the survival horror genre, drawing us into an adventure crammed full of dangers and secrets itching to be discovered. I, for one, can't wait to get back into the radioactive world. All aboard our time-traveling roller coaster as we head on to Grand Emprise Time Traveler Survival. This isn't just a survival game, it's a full-blown trip through time, with each ticket stop spanning from the didn't have fire yet age to the Industrial Revolution, and it even looks like eventually we'll be taking a trip to the final frontier. In this audacious title, you're going to see more than just sands of time, starting off in the age where a T-Rex was your next door neighbor, moving on to when people thought feathered hats were the height of fashion, all the way to wars so old they had history books about them in the 1900s. But hold on to those powdered wigs, because we'll be strapping on our astronaut helmets and headed to space as well. The meat and potatoes of this game is all about base building. You're going to go from caveman cribs to tribal villages and even up to bustling industrial electrical zones. But it's not all Bob the Builder. There's a hefty slice of combat pie too. You're going to start off fighting old Rexy with the sticks and stones, then move on to slicing and dicing with swords, and then let the bullets fly in later eras. Making it through each era is going to be like a bit of a treasure hunt. You'll need to get your mitts on unique resources to make shiny new tech. This will nudge you to check out every nook and cranny of the era-specific landscapes. From laying siege to medieval fortresses, floating about in a hot air balloon, to sparking up the world with electricity. The only limit to adventure is time. And this entire project is being done by one solo developer. It's time to dust off those history books and rev up that DeLorean. If you are looking to get your hands on this game, you can go over to Steam and start playing right now. Our next stop on this virtual tour bus is a place that'll have you questioning your humanity. It's the dystopian world of Once Human. Imagine this: an alien blob named Stardust drops by and, being the worst house guest ever, decides to give everyone and everything a makeover. Humans, animals, plants, all of them. But not all is lost. Players get to evolve into metahumans. They don't just survive the Stardust redecoration, they take that power and run with it. Get ready to wake up in a wilderness that's got the same hospitality as a public rest server. You're up against gnarly creatures and hunger, that good old hunger mechanic. Stardust foul play extends to messing with your meals and drinks, making you lose your marbles and chopping at your health points like a lumberjack at a tree. Don't think you're just going to play tag with the critters that used to be human. Oh no. There are big bad bosses that have popped up over from different dimensions. Bring them down and you'll get more than just bragging rights. You'll score some wicked loot and clean up the Stardust smog, doing your fellow survivors a solid. Survival isn't all muscle flexing, you need to finesse your firepower. Once Human rolls out the red carpet for weapon customization, Think almost 100 different gun blueprints divided into 7 categories. You can tweak your firearms with different parts, perks to suit your fighting style. Building a base in this game is like playing with the most flexible Lego set ever. Use the territory core to throw together anything from bare bone shelter to an all-in-one townhouse, and then cherry on top, you can move them around like a giant chess piece. And while you're out and about, dive into the backstory, peeling back the layers of the Stardust mystery, and the human factions, they seem to be as diverse as a bag of jelly beans. You might run into some folks who want to pick a fight, and others who could be a little friendlier. Your interactions with them combined with your decisions whether to focus on their stories or to put the pedal to the metal in the boss fights will sculpt each unique gaming journey. Did someone say vehicles? Because once human did, you'll get your hands on some sweet rides that'll take your exploration and combat game up a notch. So strap in, gear up, and get ready to delve into the post-apocalyptic narrative of Once Human. Time to dust off those top hats, ladies and gents, because we're diving into the magical Victorian world of Nightingale. This game's crafted by Inflection Games takes us on a waltz around a parallel universe where it's not just high tea on the agenda, but a dash of pandemonium with a side of magic. The game has seen some delays, but early access is eyeing a grand debut in fall 2023. The delays have meant more time to soup up the game with Unreal Engine 5 and tune it based on the 2 cents from playtesters. For now, Nightingale is set to flutter exclusively on PC, with both Steam and Epic Games Store ready to roll out the welcome mat. Get ready to step into a reality where humanity and magical beings, the Fae, live together. In Nightingale, with all its mysticism, we'll be adventuring through portals to other worlds. But hold on to your breeches, a disaster known as the Pale has wreaked havoc, sending survivors scurrying for safety. Players will to strut around the enchanted Faelands in first person, stepping into an online shared world realmscape. You'll jump between realms using some fancy arcane portals, stockpiling resources, forging weapons, tools, and crafting unique realm cards, and cross swords with many foes, ranging from small fries to big bosses. While Nightingale puts the spotlight on PvE, it also rolls out a neat cooperative play system. Band together with 6 to 10 players on a server and tackle the terrors as a team, or if you fancy a bit of solo time though, you can still go a lone wolf and put your survival skills to the test. Nightingale throws a unique spin into the mix with its intriguing realm card system. These cards are like a magic wand, letting you mold the procedurally generated worlds to your liking, tweaking the environments, enemies, and resources. Just rustle up some magical ingredients and you're good to go. The masterminds behind this enchanted escapade is none other than Aaron Flynn, the ex-general manager of BioWare. Nightingale is the first dance for Inflection Games, but they're not going in blind. The team's got over 100 members, boasting industry vets from BioWare, Ubisoft, and Capcom. So keep your goggles polished for more news as Nightingale inches closer to its grand release. A world of Victorian-themed survival adventures just waiting for you to drop in for tea and chaos. All right, next up is a little gem that's been stirring up some buzz. We've got Enshrouded, a survival RPG where you'll find yourself lost somewhere between the land of the living and, well, not so living. A game from the Portal Knight devs will be on a journey to banish the fog the land is covered in. You'll be battling beasties and bagging those precious XP points. And remember, every point gets you one step closer to getting out of this weird life limbo. And for the combat, they've thrown in all those standard RPG tropes, axes, arrows, spell books, you name it. Looks like we're getting some standard action combat with a lock-on system, so you'll be slicing and dicing your foes like a pro. Ever dreamt of scaling mountains or diving into the deepest ravines? Well, it looks like your dreams will come true. Enshrouded gives you the tools to defy gravity, think gliding suits and grappling hooks. But watch that stamina bar, nobody likes a mid-air blackout. Not just an adventure, but a creator at heart? Well, aren't you lucky? The game's voxel-based engine means you can reshape the world as you see fit. You want to tunnel through that mountain? Go ahead. Make Swiss cheese out of it. Just remember, your tools aren't as invincible as your spirit. And for those of you who enjoy a good old RPG, there's plenty of quests, lore, and tutorials to keep you busy. With 3 character archetypes, a warrior, ranger, and mage, we have the standard choices to pick from. Choose your gear, your skills, and weapons, and carve out a journey. Now, who wants to be a lone wolf when you can build your pack? Enshrouded lets you and your pals team up, offering multiplayer co-op with up to 16 players per server. What's more, your world saves and characters stay separate, so go on, be a good friend and help your buddy out, then return to your own world all buffed up. This one's looking good for us Valheim fans out there, but also wish we had a little more room for building. Let's shift gears, everyone. We're taking on a joyride with Pacific Drive, a highly anticipated open-world survival game on wheels. Our journey starts in the eerily beautiful Pacific Northwest region of the USA, where we'll try to dodge anomalies and decode the mysteries of the Olympic exclusion zone. Now here's where it gets interesting. You're not alone on this hair-raising road trip. You've got a ride or die partner, and by that we mean your car. This baby isn't just your transportation, it's the star of the game. You'll need to keep it purring by scavenging parts and upgrading it consistently. But remember, every journey you take outside the safe confines of your garage is a toss of the dice. Be prepared for a thrill ride on the wild side with futuristic baddies ready to turn your joyride into a nightmare. You'll need to be quick on your feet and faster with your hands, and you scavenge to keep your car in fighting shape. Breakdowns and flat tires are just a pit stop away, and time and resources can run out faster than the gas in your tank. But hey, why should the apocalypse stop you from tricking out your ride? Go bonkers with crazy modifications, spray on some eye-popping paint, slap on a few bobbleheads, and stack those cassette tapes high and make your vehicle your very own post-apocalyptic Batmobile. With the pit crew made from seasoned pros from 343 Industries, Bungie, and Irrational, Ironwood Studios is set to make a grand entrance with Pacific Drive. You can add it to your wishlist on PlayStation, Steam, and the Epic Game Stores right now. Pacific Drive is all about surviving the road, keeping your car kicking, and navigating the twisted highways of the Pacific Northwest. All right, it's time to leave Earth's comfy confines because we're headed to Mars in blind descent. Picture this, the year is 2071 and a pioneer team exploring a new mine on the red planet has gone MIA. A rescue mission is mounted, but disaster strikes and you suddenly cut off from the surface, stranded deep within a Martian cave. Being one of the lucky survivors, you push deeper into the tunnels in search of answers, only to discover a whole new world beneath Mars. Rocky exterior, alien sprawling jungles, and the wackiest weather you've ever seen. You'll be free to explore the Martian underground, an immense playground dotted with some mesmerizing landscapes and teeming with life. Freedom of exploration is the name of the game here, so put those crafting skills to the test, harvest resources, and get your climbing hooks ready. Survival isn't just about exploration though. It's also about setting up shop in the most inhospitable place imaginable. You'll need to build shelters and houses, fill them with furniture, crafting tools, and ensure they're up to Martian standards, because the local weather isn't exactly welcoming. And the neighborhood wildlife is downright hostile. And for those moments when you just want to unwind after a long day of surviving, you'll be able to relax with up to 3 other friends. Blind Descent mixes survival and exploration into a Martian cocktail. Prepare to explore, survive, and uncover the secrets that the Martian underground has hidden away. The final frontier just got a whole lot more interesting. Now we're stepping into a shattered earth of Fractured Veil, a survival MMO that catapults you into the year 2122. After the crash of the Veil, a teleportation system, the world as we know it was irrevocably changed. You awaken as a clone recovered from backup data and thrust into a grim, enduring landscape. Within this extensive and relentless world, you can choose your path. Go lone wolf or team up with comrades as you scrounge for resources, build, craft, raid, and defend against a grisly assortment of mutants, monsters, and other hair-raising creatures. But remember, in a world this unforgiving, friends can become foes in the blink of an eye. Feel like building a castle or maybe a fortified bunker? Unleash your creativity with the game's comprehensive building system. Paired with the tiered, skill-based crafting system, you can devise a wealth of items to aid your survival journey. We will be dealing with a blend of PvE and PvP quests that will lead you through a range of dungeons. From cozy nooks to sprawling arenas, your character evolves through the plethora of talents, abilities, and skills, giving you a hearty dose of that good old RPG flavor. Fractured Veil paints a vast open-world canvas spanning 64 square kilometers, taking inspiration from real-world topography, from the gorgeous Maui, the dynamic weather system, and a day and night cycle. Each moment promises an exciting new discovery, but be warned, danger lurks around every corner with menacing mutants, monsters, and other players itching to test your survival instincts. AI drones patrol the map, broadcasting gameplay to Twitch around the clock, zeroing in on PvP action, so you'll be able to tune in to get a bird's eye view to see your base rated from your desk at work. Available in standard, night vision, spotlight, and thermal modes. Built for PC on Unreal Engine 5, Fractured Veil is revving up for early access toward the end of 2023. Now for you Middle-earth fans, we've got a game that we can only hope isn't comparable to the Gollum game, Lord of the Rings Return to Moria. A survival crafting game offering both single-player and online co-op experiences, set in the 4th age of Middle-earth. A narrative unfolds after the War of the Ring with Arnor and Gondor return to their rightful heirs, but our tale takes us underground into the heart of Moria, once a flourishing dwarven mining network, now overrun with orcs. As a dwarf, your quest is set in stone. Rebuild the 3 peaks of Moria and retake this expansive underground kingdom for the ominous shadows hindering your progress. Under the guidance of Lord Gimli, you must gird yourself for the daunting obstacles that await. The procedurally generated realm of Moria presents a mutable landscape where every adventure carves out its own unique path. Journey alone or form allies, or a cooperative experience. Mine resources to improve your gear, but tread lightly. Noises can rouse enemies. As a group, you'll venture through the mines of Moria, scavenging for resources, clashing with lurking foes, and learning to endure the unforgiving underground climate. Keep an eye on your sleep, temperature, and noise levels to avoid detection and successfully resurrect your homeland from the ruins. Helmed by the skilled crew at Free Range Games, creators of the Callisto Protocol and Oddworld Soulstorm, Lord of the Rings Return to Moria pledges to a cornucopia of procedurally generated maps and exhilarating challenges. Forage for food, utilize dynamic lighting for safety, and face hordes of ghastly orcs. It's set to launch in fall 2023 on Xbox Series, PlayStation 5, and PC via the Epic's Game Store. Sharpen your axes, rally your allies. The expedition to reclaim Moria is on the horizon. For a mashup of gaming genres, next is The Front, a title that seems to borrow elements from a diverse array of games. What's it about? Well, a meteorite crashes into Earth. Military tensions escalate. And before you know it, a tranquil village is overrun by an undead horde. That's right, we're dealing with zombies. Based on the promotional material, it's evident that The Front is striving to offer a comprehensive survival experience, expecting the base building, character customization, and verdant forests. You'll even be able to modify the battlefield, digging trenches and setting up barbed wire fences, transforming your environment into the ultimate combat sandbox. Promising an open-world crafting shooter packed with survival elements, The Front puts you in the shoes of a time-traveling resistance fighter tasked with preventing the rise of a tyrannical empire. The early access launch is coming up, though the official release date remains to be unannounced. Developed by Samar Studios, a new name on the gaming scene, The Front seems like a daring blend of concepts, but remember, some of the most compelling games have sprouted from the boldest ideas. Just keep your expectations realistic, particularly with early access releases until we actually get our hands on this one. With its genre-blending nature, The Front could very well revolutionize the genre or have bitten off a lot more than it can chew. Until then, keep your curiosity piqued and we'll keep you up to date on this one. Here we are with yet another post-apocalyptic survival adventure. We have Derelicts. This open-world survival crafting game seems to be another melting pot of elements from other games. Got some forest vibes, Turok, Stalker, Metro, even Halo woven into its fabric. We got a bit of a mix here. Derelicts sends you into a world scarred by a catastrophic event. A space shuttle crashes that has released a wave of lethal radiation. Your mission, along with your allies, is to unravel the secrets behind this disaster while navigating the landscape teeming with mutated creatures. Your survival hinges on resource gathering, crafting, and base building. But don't worry, the crafting system in Derelicts revolves around strategic planning rather than monotonous grinding. Think solar power productions, wind turbines, and utilization of natural waterways. A true survivalist arsenal. Base customization appears to have a wealth of possibilities with a plethora of decoration items at your disposal to create a comfy haven in this hostile world. Be warned though, the journey won't be all about home improvement. You'll have to face a variety of enemies ranging from mutated creatures to adaptive dangerous animals. The game hints at a possibility of having a canine companion at your side. What could be better than a loyal friend accompanying you on your post-apocalyptic world? Worth its weight in radiation resistance gold if you ask us. The world of Derelicts boasts diverse environments to explore, from forests and sandy beaches to windy rivers, ancient ruins, and even castles. It's a world bursting with exploration opportunities. Keep in mind that the game is still under development with the independent developer Roman at the helm. The progress made so far is already commendable, and the developer's commitment to transparency and open communication is noteworthy. So survivalists, gear up. Derelicts is shaping up to be a solid open world survival crafting experience. We'll be tracking its development and looking forward to diving into it once we get a chance. So, you thought you had survival games all figured out? Well, Among the Trolls is set to flip the script. The game takes its cues from Finnish folktales, thrusting you into a world where the spirits are real and the mythical creatures of the lore share your environment. When it comes to crafting and building, Among the Trolls offers a hands-on approach. You can create anything from simple shelters to multi-story cabins. Better yet, you can team up with friends to help realize your architectural dreams. Now let's talk about the game's magical twist. In addition to crafting standard items, you can also be given the chance to create familiars, magical creatures who can aid you in your journey. Survival just got a magical upgrade. The storyline plunges you into an engaging narrative where you play as either Anna or Alex, two characters on a quest to find their missing grandparents. What starts as rowing boat trip quickly takes a turn for the unexpected, leading to encounters with mysterious forces and creatures pulled straight from the Finnish mythology. However, there's more to survival than just your physical well-being. Your actions have consequences in the environment around you. Neglect to make offerings to the stone structures known as cupstones, and you may find the forest darkening and its fruit decaying. Make amends with the spirits, however, and the forest will return to its peaceful state. In essence, Among the Trolls offers a novel survival experience, blending elements of the Finnish folklore with more traditional aspects of survival games. It's not your typical survival game, but for those looking for a fresh and unique take on the genre, Among the Trolls looks to deliver. And of course, we have to mention Ark 2, since it's been on the tip of every survival game's tongue since it was announced. Despite its release date being pushed back multiple times, it is up to par with every project from these devs. Ark 2 takes us on a journey back to the primal era, where survival skills, quick thinking are essential. A standard feature of this game is the depth of customization, from fishing gear to the very foundation of your dwelling. Ark 2 offers countless options to make your survival experience truly your own. The game presents an entirely revamped wood-based system for player building. You can craft everything from door frames to railings to let your imagination run wild and make your mark on this prehistoric world. In true Ark fashion, you can customize your dinosaur companion with the various armor options. This feature ensures that your trusty dino pal will always stand out from the crowd as you navigate the wilderness. However, danger lurks in every corner. Giant spiders have been spotted in the game, adding an extra level of thrill and a suspense. Whether these arachnid adversaries will prove to be formidable bosses or just nuisances remains to be seen. Even with its delayed release, Ark 2 is shaping up to be a pretty solid game if we can just capture a little bit of the magic of the original one. Its emphasis on creativity and customization combined with the thrilling assortment of creatures promises an engaging and suspenseful adventure. Keep your eyes peeled for more news on Ark 2, and let's hope that the wait until end of 2024 proves worthwhile. Last but definitely not least, we've got a game that really rocks to present you Under a Rock. In this delightful disaster, you'll find yourself surviving a hot air balloon crash only to get lost in the 19th century with a mission to decipher the fate of the previous expedition. Lift the land's curse and find your way home. Sounds like a normal day at the office. This endearingly eccentric game is the brainchild of Nordic trolls, with a vibrant, charming world filled with oversized wildlife, Neanderthals, and actual curses. It's like they took the ordinary survival game and asked, but what if it was a bit weirder? Under a Rock appears to demand teamwork with co-op for up to 10 players. Who needs trust falls when you've got a man-eating wildlife and the complexities of building a structurally sound base? It's like a team-building retreat on a bit awry. This game offers a real buffet of mechanics. Pet breeding, advanced base building, and light RPG style system with upgradable skills, abilities, and attributes. It's a survivalist playground. If that playground is filled with danger and cursed relics, survival isn't just about staying alive physically. You gotta weather harsh temperature shifts, diseases, and curses. You'll also have to endure fatigue and traps. Don't forget to grab a bite now and then, the food won't spoil, and frequent eating and drinking provides helpful bonuses. While the release date and price are still a bit elusive, the developers have promised that Under a Rock will be available on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation 5, and even native to Linux. Well, there you have it. That's a wrap, a roundup of some of the most exciting upcoming survival games, from the terrifying expanses of Derelicts, the enchanting lore of Among the Trolls, the prehistoric action in Ark 2, to the quirky charm of Under a Rock. There's something for every kind of survivalist out there. The survival game genre is ever evolving, and we'll be here to keep you updated with the latest and greatest. Now, before we sign off, let's remember the golden rule of survival and YouTube: never go at it alone. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video and comment with your thoughts on the game you're most excited for. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe and hit that bell icon to be the first to know when we drop a new video. Until next time, I'm Josh with Terrible Tactics, reminding you to keep your health bars high, chat filters set to moderate, and we'll catch you in the next one.